Good morning. Today is Sunday. It is the 14th day of Cheshvan. And we started on Friday, the chapter 27 in the Igeret HaKodesh in the Tanya. And this is a very special chapter that talks about, it is a letter the Alter Rebbe sent to the Hasidim, the students of Rabbi Menachem Mendel of Horodok, who was the Alter Rebbe's colleague and Rebbe. After the Bezritcha Magid passed away, he took him as a Rebbe, and he moved to Eretz Israel, the Holy Land. And when he passed away, his students were very broken, and the Alter Rebbe sent them this letter of consolation. And we started reading the letter, explaining the letter. The Alter Rebbe explains that the Tzadik does not go away, basically. That the Tzadik's life, even after his physical passing, is present in this world more than during his lifetime. And in this letter, the Alter Rebbe himself wrote commentary, wrote an explanation to this letter. And that's what we begin today to read this part in Tanya, the biur, the explanation, elicitation on the letter of the Alter Rebbe. He wrote the explanation on his own letter. So let's see inside. So it says biur al-anal. It is elucidation of the above. When it says Isa bezoyer HaKodesh, it says in the Holy Zohar, the Tzadika deispata, a Tzadik who departs, ishtakach bekulu olmin yatim bechayohi. He is to be found in all of the worlds more than during his lifetime. Tzorich lavin, says the Alter Rebbe, now it needs to be understood. Teinach be'olam oisel yoinim ishtakach yoseh b'aloisei shama. This is understood, I take for granted, that the tzaddik is found in the higher worlds, in the spiritual worlds. After he passes on, is there more, his presence is more in the spiritual worlds. That I can understand. But in this physical world, how is he found more in this world? This world, after all, is the physical world. And physically, we don't see the tzaddik. And on this, the Alter Rebbe explained V'yesh loimer. And this may be explained al derech ma shekibalti. It says on the line, along the line of teachings which I received, which he received obviously from his Rebbe, the Mizritcha Magid, al maima chazal, concerning the saying of our sages, the shovak chaim lekol chai, that the tzaddik who departs, he left life for all living, for all the living. And that we spoke a little bit on Friday about this. And the Alter Rebbe now goes to explain it in further length. He says, what does it mean that the tzaddik left life? What does it mean he left life? Shavak Chaim means he left life for those who are living. Those who are living, they have their own life. So he explains what kind of life is he talking about. He says, because the life of a tzaddik himself is not the physical life. What is the real life of the tzaddik? He says, a tzaddik, the life of the tzaddik, a righteous person. Einam chaim besorim. These are not fleshly life. Ki'im chaim ruchnim. The life of a tzaddik is spiritual life. She'em emunah, ve'yira, ve'ahava. It is the faith, the awe, and love. This is the life. This is the life of a tzaddik. The emunah, the faith in Hashem, the fear of Hashem, and the love of Hashem. We find it interesting that we read this now about Avraham Avinu in this parsha that we read yesterday, Lech Lecha, that Hashem, Avraham Avinu, his entire life was the life of emunah. That's why we are called Ma'aminim, B'nei Ma'aminim, believers, sons of believers. And faith is not something that you inherit. So what does it mean that because our father was believers, we are also believers? And the answer is that the belief, the faith of Avraham Avinu was something that became part of his life. That was his life. It became part of his DNA. And it became that Hashem revealed himself in him, and he lived that way. And this is something that he gave over to every Jew. So by a tzaddik, that is something which is revealed. This is that part of emunah, that this is his life. Emunah ve'yira ve'ava. And now the Alter Rebbe brings support from scriptures that talks about these three things that is connected with life. Ki be'emunah ksiv, regarding the emunah, regarding faith, it says, v'tzadik be'emunasai yichyeh, that a tzaddik lives by his faith. So we see clearly the faith gives life to the tzaddik. There was some who read this verse, the tzaddik be'emunasai yichyeh, you can read it also yechayeh, that he makes other live. But his emunah, with the emunah of the tzaddik, he makes other people live. When other people are inspired by him, they also live with his emunah. Although the shita, the approach of the Alter Rebbe was, we should not rely only on the inspiration that we get from a tzaddik, but we should work on ourselves with Chabad, with Chochmah Bina Das, wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. That when we study and understand the greatness of Hashem, that itself awakens in us the emunah on our own. Ubeyira, then the Alter Rebbe continues, Ubeyira, regarding fear, regarding the awe of Hashem, there's another verse that says, Yiras Hashem lechaim. The awe of Hashem leads to life. And so too also regarding Ahava, regarding love of Hashem, it says, Ube'ahava ksiv, roidev tzedakah v'chesed yimtzo chaim. He who pursues tzedakah and chesed, he who pursues charity and chesed, kindness, yimtzo chaim, will find life. The chesed hu ahava. Now chesed, the kindness, signifies love, because the love is the core of the chesed. V'sholish midais elu heim bechol oilam ve'oilam ad ruma ma'alos. And these three attributes, the emunah, the love, and the awe, is in each and every world. Ad ruma ma'alos, up to the highest levels. You have these three levels of emunah, yira, and ahava. Akoy lefi erech bechinas ma'alos ha'olamos, all proportionate to the level of the worlds. Zeh al zeh b'derech ile ve'olul kanoida. And this is one higher than the other by the way of cause and effect as it is known. So here this is the first part that the Alter Rebbe explains on this letter. He gives us the explanation, what it means that the tzaddik, the life of the tzaddik, is a spiritual life, not a physical life. I know it's hard to understand that when we are human beings and we know that if we don't eat and we don't drink, our life, what do we pursue? We pursue the physical life. The spiritual life, we don't see it in ourselves how the spiritual life is part of our real life. But by a tzaddik who lives that way, it is indeed becomes his part of his life. We saw by the Rebbe himself. We saw how the Rebbe, you could stand for hours and hours and talk, and on Sundays would stand for hours from until the evening, in the age of 90 years old, no eating, no drinking, standing and giving out brachas and giving out dollars for hours and hours. We saw that the life is not a real physical life. It is his physical life was from his spiritual life, the Munna, the Ava, the Yira. And so tomorrow the Alter Rebbe will continue to explain how by us, when we connect to the Tzadik, we get from the Tzadik that the Tzadik is present in this world after his departing from physically. He's here present in this world more than during his lifetime. So this is the end of today's shir. Thank you for joining. Please share and subscribe. And we should be zeicha to be connected to the Rebbe. Any questions?